So hey guys, this is Chase here. Today I'll be doing a review between two products used for protecting carpet and interior fabrics. I have 303 Fabric Guard and I have the GTechnic i1 Smart Fabric. And as you can tell right off the bat, the 303 comes in a lot larger volume than the GTechnic does. I have a few things on here. I put some notes down to go over. Well, let's see. The 303 comes in a 32-ounce bottle. This retails for right at $19.99. And according to the back of the bottle, it for light fabric like umbrellas or it'd be a jacket or something like that, it's supposed to cover 150 to 200 square feet for 32 ounces of product. Working that out. Oh, and then on heavier fabric like this carpet, it's supposed to be 80 to 150 square feet, so I'm going to use 100 just for easy math. Say that this will cover 100 square feet of carpet like you'd find in a car or something like that. So working that out, it comes out to be about 20 cents a square foot, so it's a good value on this one. Now the GTechnic, on the other hand, now this company specializes in coatings and stuff for cars, and I've been wanting to try this and see if I can do a comparison with it. It's a little bit more expensive. Well, we'll get to that, but comes in a 100 milliliter bottle, so this is 1/10 of a liter. It retails for $15.99, so $20, $16. You get a lot less product. On the back of the bottle, it says it's supposed to carry. It covers 10 square meters per liter. This being 1/10 of a liter, should cover about a square meter. 1 square meter is roughly 10 square feet, so about $1.60 a square foot. $1.60 a square foot, 20 cents a square foot is going to be a bit more expensive. But I'm going to come up with some tests to do for this. I got two different mats, both the same thing. I pulled out of storage. I haven't used them in years, so I mean, they're just sitting there. I did a quick vacuum on them, but we'll put the product on there, let it dry, and then come up with some stuff to do. So it said basically just apply literally for each one. I'm going to do this one real fast. Let's see if these sprays are different. It's a little broader, but got that one good. Smells kind of pleasant. I'll have to wipe up the floor before my wife gets pissed, but let's see, on this one, do the same kind of thing. Wish this thing came in a different bottle because it's wearing my finger out. Doing little tiny sprays over and over again, but now this one has a smell that's a bit more. I'm trying to think of how to describe it, but it's more like a chemical almost than the other one, like a sunscreen maybe. I don't know. Or a hairspray. Yeah, it's more like a hairspray than anything else, but it's coming in a lot splotchier. But so I've applied both of them, and I'll let them dry, and then we'll come back to test some things out once it does that. So just a quick update. I've had this stuff sitting in this room drying, and just came to check on it. As you can see, I got these things labeled. This is the GTechnic one. It appears to already be dry. It's been like an hour or something. But the 303 is still showing like a lot of moisture in it, and it's taking a good bit longer to dry. But just a little update, and we'll come back when it's all done. As you can probably tell by my clothes, it is now the next day, and the GTechnic dried yesterday in about an hour. The 303 still actually appears to have some moisture in there almost 24 hours later, which is a bit ridiculous. As a detail, you don't really have a day to just wait for something to dry unless you have the car for a week or something doing a full coating. So I'm going to just pat this thing dry because I'm sick of waiting, and we'll see how well it works. Brought some water. Figure I may do something like sprinkle some water on there, see how it reacts, and then brush it and vacuum. But is now dry, so I got a little water. I guess we'll start with the GTechnic. I'm going to do a little drop here and there and see how it reacts. So, looks like it's pretty much going into the carpet. It's not really beating up like I thought it would. So, well, it did it for a second on the side. I guess maybe doing it from too high or something, but I mean, it looked like it's soaked in. You can see a few beads kind of come across. So once it gets up there, it appears to come out pretty easy, so that's kind of cool. But it did appear to actually be soaking in. I'll do the same thing with the 303. And this one actually appears to be reacting a little bit better. It's still soaking in, but there is, like right here, a bead that was able to form up on top. And you'll see it runs off pretty good. But yeah, I mean, for both of them, I figured the performance was going to be better with the water, so that's a little depressing. Now, coming from a lot lower, this is actually doing a lot better job of letting the water float on top of it and not really soaking in. So I'll show a slight angle right here, if I can do this on camera, and just, as you can see, it runs off. So that's pretty cool. Now with the 303, I'll do the same thing. Alright, so they're both appear to be pretty water repellent as long as it doesn't come from too high. When it comes from this high, it just kind of soaks into the fiber. But when it's a low close one, it kind of rolls off. So either way, not too impressed with either one of them. But I'll brush and vacuum and see if it changes anything as far as a quick durability test goes. So as you can see, I just gave it a quick brushing and a vacuum just to kind of dry it out a little bit, and we will do the test again. Not that I expect this to be a true durability test, but I mean, if they're not that good, then it'll show hopefully something. So I'll do it again from, I guess I'll do it from low since high just kind of soaked in on both of them. But I mean, it's doing a pretty good job of soaking it in. I mean, not soaking it in, just letting it run off with the GTechnic. So 303, try the same thing from below. And it's doing the same thing. So I mean, they're both appear to be working after a quick brushing and vacuuming. Let's see. Now I did both of those from pretty close to it, and if you can see, comparing the two after I just try to shake it out, the GTechnic appeared to have less of it there, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. There's a little more moisture on the 303 now after I've brushed and vacuumed than the GTechnic, and originally the 303 appeared to maybe be slightly better. So I mean, it's hard to tell from up high. Again, it soaks right in on both of them, so they're pretty much worthless if something like falls and spills. But if it falls from low and spills like that, then I mean, both will be pretty good. And actually, this 303, where it was already wet from me dropping, is soaking in, and the GTechnic kind of runs over the spots that are wet. So really it looks like the 303 only works as long as the fibers aren't already soaked. But I'll soak these fibers, and then it still kind of runs over it a little bit. Or slightly better. I don't know. They both kind of suck once they're soaked. But that's food for thought. Here you go. My recommendation, honestly, the GTechnic at $1.60 a square foot is a bit expensive for what we're seeing. The 303, I mean, it's only 20 cents a square foot. It really doesn't cost you much at all to apply. What you're really paying for is in time with the 303, since it takes so long to dry. And both of them, in my opinion, give, I mean, mediocre results. So whether or not you guys use it is up to you. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is the GTechnic does claim to have antimicrobial agents or something in there to kind of keep from mold and other things. So that's another thing to consider. But yeah, I guess there's my quick review. So hope you enjoyed it.